Now that you understand how to operate your AT Pro International metal detector and how various targets can sound, it's time to put the operational knowledge to use. For best detection results, keep your search coil at a constant height and parallel to the ground at all times. Walk slowly as you scan your search coil in a straight line from side to side at a speed of about 3 to 5 feet per second. Overlap each sweep by about half of the search coil's width to avoid missing any targets. In order to achieve the deepest depth of detection, avoid lifting the search coil at the end of your swing. Pinpointing is very simple with the AT Pro International. To demonstrate, we'll go through a couple of different scenarios, and what I'll do, I'll take a silver Spanish coin here and I'll bury it in the ground and I'll mark it with this colored chip just so that it's easy to tell exactly where our target is, and then we'll go back over it and do these demonstrations so you can clearly understand how to pinpoint with the coil on this AT Pro International. Okay, so what I'm going to do is dig a hole here, and I'm going to take my Spanish coin, put it down in the dirt 3 or 4 inches there, bury it back up, and then for demonstration purposes I'm going to take that colored chip and put it right there on top. Kind of X marks the spot. That's where we know our target is. That'll make it easier to see as we do the demonstrations on where the pinpointing is actually happening with this coil. The standard method for pinpointing involves using the pinpoint push button, and what you do is find a target, then where you think it is, step to the side of it with your search coil before hitting the button. That way you don't accidentally tune out the target. So push the button and come back over your target, listening for the strongest response and looking for the strongest response on the LCD, where you have the strongest meter and the strongest audio. Now simply push forward and back to double check it, almost in an X marks the spot fashion, where you've got the strongest audio and the strongest meter response. You should be centered right over your target. In this case, we're centered right above our chip that we placed down, which is right above the target that's buried in the ground. Another variation on pinpointing involves pinpointing off the tip or the tail of this double D search coil. Its hottest point is right down the center line, so by using the same method, pinpoint your target, get your strongest response, and simply push the coil straight forward until you hear the audio dive off, until you see the meter dive off, and at that point the target should be right off the tail of the coil in the center. You can do the same process by coming in and pinpointing your target, getting the strongest response, holding down that pinpoint button this whole time, and then pull the coil towards you until the meter and the audio dive off. And in this case, the target should be right off the front end of the coil. And then still another method, some people like to go without using the pinpoint button at all, and they use